Dr. Satnarine Balkaransingh is the first person to graduate with a PhD from the University of Trinidad and Tobago's Cultural Studies program. Dr. Balkaransingh's doctoral thesis, The Shaping of a Culture, looks at the East Indian tradition still very present in modern Trinidad. TRINI Gray attended his book launch and reports on his discussion of how India influenced Trinidad Carnival.
So we have 16 varieties of wine.
Dr. Balkaransingh's new book is looking at the Indian retentions in Trinidad culture. That means he's interested in seeing how India has influenced and guided our customs and festivals, including Carnival. So as part of his research, he traveled to the subcontinent, focusing on the parts of the country where most of our ancestors came from. Dr. Balkaransingh's work is focused on looking at performative traditions. In that vein, he considers Goa, which he describes as being very similar to Trinidad.
So Goa has a carnival of over 400 years. 4 days of mass on the streets. There's a chapter on our carnival and its comparator, Goa. What was interesting, a fellow Trinidadian went with me.
He says as he landed, he heard calypso. The irony being that they had no clue as to its origins.
Our mass is also ritualistic violence, going from agony to ecstasy. Jab, jab. Where in the world do you beat each other to a frazzle? In our mass. And it is called by earlier anthropologists Indian Mass, East Indian Mass. Jab, jab.
Dr. Balkaransingh is also a dancer. He choreographed the welcoming dances for his lecture. As a researcher, he identified 16 new ways to wind to chutney music. In comparing Trinidad's traditions with India, Dr. Balkaransingh makes an interesting link about the possible origins to the Bacchanalia of Carnival. While this is widely assumed to be because of its status as a pre-Lenten festival, the last big party before this solemnity of 40 days of fasting, carnivals in India, like Trinidad, reflect an amazing level of chaos.
Hindu philosophy tells us out of chaos comes annihilation, leading to a new creation, a rebirth, from the old to the new, to the pure and the uncontaminated. The Tantric Shiva directs the chaos into a new beginning.
And while the researcher says Trinidad has much to teach the world about Carnival, he also says Trinidad has much to learn about the business of Carnival.
In 2012, Goa had 4 million tourists. 1 million came for Carnival alone. We didn't even have 100,000 here. We don't even know the figures here.
Dr. Balkaransingh's book is called The Shaping of a Culture, Rituals and Festivals in Trinidad, compared with selected counterparts in India, 1990 to 2014. TRINI Gray, CNews.